Okay, y'all. It's Dr. J. It's Friday. It is time to have a quick discussion about intentional living. So, last week I posted just a short snippet about to vision board or not to vision board. Great. I was like, all right, we're going to be on to the next topic next week. This is good. Little did I know that there would be a ton of conversation around vision boarding over the last week. And so one of my friends said, I always thought that was quite corny. And I said, yep, me too. Until I attended the vision board session, had some snacks and some things happened. And so I want to share, it'll be a two-part story. Next week, I can tell you that we're going to talk about developing and examining and selecting a word for the year, one word. But let's talk about this vision boarding experience. And so I went to, and I'm going to go back to last week to the vision board session in 2017. And I put some things on the board, not a lot, because I really didn't know what I was doing, but I was doing the thing. I was eating the stuff, drinking the drinks. And I was like, okay, I should probably put some stuff on the thing. So I put some pictures of a house that I really liked. It was something about it. It kind of spoke to me. And I was like, ooh, I really like the way this fireplace and oh, this one has water. I am attracted to water. It soothes my soul. So I think it had a little swimming pool in the back of a house. I'm like, oh my God, this house in this magazine, it has windows. And so there were things that just kind of pulled at me. And I'm only giving one snippet. There's a few other things that were huge that were on that board that have come into my space and presented themselves to me since then. And so I put the things on there and finish the party, have the board, put it up, and then I put it away. In 2021, I think that was the end of 2017 or sometime in 2017. In 2021, my husband and I said, all right, it's time to, we had been entrepreneurs since 2017. We had given ourselves a good bit of time to figure out, can we make this thing work? And we said, okay, it's time to look to purchase a house. And he had a list. I had a list. List was super short. And a couple of houses, we knew the things that we needed, number of bedrooms, the space, and all of those things. So we compared our list. I think, if I'm remembering correctly, we compared our list. And there was one house on there that we intersected on. And he said, that's interesting. I didn't know you had that one. I'm like, I didn't know you had that one on your list. But the trick with this house was that this particular house that was on both lists was that it was so far outside of the budget. Like it wasn't nowhere near anything that was even close to roundabout in the in the neighborhood of what our budget was. We were like, yep, we're going to see it because it was on both lists. And so went to see the house and um, walked in, and we both went separate directions, looked, left the house, and I couldn't figure it out, but it was very familiar to me. And we were like, okay, that's it. Yes, but it's still outside of the budget, but that's it. This one was the one, and I'm like, I don't know what it is, but I feel like I've been here before. Super strange. And there was a bunch of things that had happened up to that point, like we thought we had had another house and it didn't work out and all of those things. And so to make a super long story short, we closed on that house, and we'll talk more about that next week and how it presented itself to us um, through our word of the year that year. But we closed on the house in 2021. After we closed, I was in my office and I opened up the cabinet where my vision board is still hanging to this day. One of them is hanging to this day. And the things that had attracted me to the in the magazine to put on the board were the exact 90% plus things that are that were in the house. The reason why it had looked so and felt so familiar was because I had been there before when I walked through those rooms that were on my vision board. Now, the whole house was not on there, all the kit and caboodle, but there were key things that I had put on the vision board that had spoke to my soul, right? That had spoke to my internal locus of control, that I had put on the vision board that had bubbled up for me, were in and fully present in the house 2, 3, 4, 5 years later. And so I want to talk quickly because they work. If they are true to who you are and the things that you desire and what is manifesting itself on the inside of you and why you were created to be where you are at this point in time, the vision works. So I was looking up some information and some resources because I'm like my friend, like I thought stuff was super duper weird, but it's fine. But I looked up and to really understand more of how this presents itself and why it's not as corny as I really thought it was and as my girlfriend thought it was. And this Dr. Tara Swart, Swart, talks about this vision boarding from a neuroscience perspective, from a brain and body connection perspective. And it says, looking at images on a vision board primes the brain to grasp opportunities that may otherwise go unnoticed. That's because the brain has a process called value tagging, which imprints important things into your subconscious and filters out unnecessary information. How powerful and how cool is that? Even when I was attracted to the thing that was in the magazine that made it to the board, it's tagged. My body remembers it. My body has stored it. And then when it comes into my periphery again, I already have a connection to it, right? The brain assigns a higher value to images than written words on a to-do list. Maybe we should color or draw our to-do list. So that would be funny. I would have a ton of pages. My daughter probably actually does that. She's very artsy. The more you look at the images and the more the images move, the more they move up in importance. There's a connection. And here's what I always tell my students and what I always tell my folks that are in my classes and in my sessions and in my workshops is that everybody has this thing that they want to do. This is greater than setting goals. This is creating the journey of your life. This is aligning your life to all the desires that you have that people may or may not understand. Vision boarding is such a vulnerable experience. You can do it in public, but it's still a private experience. So I always say that yes, you may know it, but you have to bring it up and out in order for it to present itself. When you bring it up and out, then the opportunity starts to find you and you start to move in the direction of the opportunity, right? The things that we bring up and out are the things that we start to move towards, and the connection establishes and the tagging establishes it. And it becomes a part of our journey. It's not easy. Vision boarding is not a one-time sit down, do it and be done. Some people can do it, some people can't. Some folks do different ones. Maybe I'll do one for work, maybe I'll do one for my finances, maybe I'll do one for this. I don't. I have one board that encompasses my life. And part of the reason why is because all of it works together for the good that's called according to the purpose, right? I don't separate any of the stuff because all the stuff is intended to make me become all the things and the places and the people that I was supposed to meet and the things that I was supposed to do. It helps me to move in that direction. It's big thinking. It's your wildest dreams. It's your innermost desires. It becomes visual, which means that now it's more tangible. I can walk past it and glance at it each day, once a week, once every other week, once a month. I can visit with it. I can sit with it. It's a form of meditation. It's a form of not only quieting my soul, but making sure that my soul knows that I hear you and I honor you and I acknowledge the things that you desire. And because I do that, when I bring it up, I automatically start to move towards that direction. Oh, it's so cool. It's so amazing. And so, this idea of visualization and vision boarding and creating imagery and dream in color, the things that you desire, bring them up and out and put them before you. Pray over them, right? Spend time with them, nurture them. Because they won't happen if we don't acknowledge that they exist. Our desires will not come to us if we don't relentlessly pursue the desires of our heart. That's what a vision board is intended to do. That is what we are created for. We are created to explore our greatest assignments, our highest selves. And part of the way that I do that is start to bring all the things up and lay them out before me and give them life. And then I can go about my day working towards the things that I have presented and laid out before me. You will see that if you know, it clarifies your values. If you understand what you're working towards, which is the biggest dream that you have, then everything is not important. It creates a different level of accountability for me, right? And so if I put the house on the board, but I'm spending not in alignment with pursuing a house and a down payment, then I'm not aligned. It's easy to not follow what I've been given when it's not written and it's not before me. And so it helps us to start to align our life. It helps us to start to live intentionally. All the things may be great, but if they are not adding value and moving me and positioning me to receive all the things that are on my board, it may not be for me. Or my intent may not be for that thing. So think about the vision board, y'all. I didn't realize it was going to spark a ton of conversation. And then I committed to in 2025, at some point later in the year, we are going to do a vision boarding session and party or get together or gathering. And I'm going to bring the snacks. I'm telling y'all, the snacks are going to be good. Start to see your life in its totality. And that in part is what a vision board will help you, and it helps me to do. It gives me the ability to see the different skills or experiences or travel or all of the things in totality, not just in one area. Be true and be authentic to the things that you desire and bring them up and out of you so the universe can honor them. Okay, so next Friday, we're not talking about vision boarding. Next Friday, we are talking about one word for 2025. What is your one word for 2025? Have an amazing weekend. Have a Merry Christmas. May it be all the things that your heart desires. And I will see y'all next Friday. Check out JuanitaMorris.com and make sure you subscribe to the site. There will be additional promos. There's some amazing workshops and courses, additional courses that are going to be presented in after the new year. So subscribe to JuanitaMorris.com and have a Merry Christmas.